What if your missing loved one wasn't taken by a person, but by something not of this world? These stories speak of people, young and old, who vanish without a trace. One moment they are walking through a rice field or playing by the river, and the next, gone. No footprints, no witnesses, no struggle. And if they do return, they come back altered, silent, distant, their eyes glazed as if they've seen a world no human was ever meant to witness. Some never speak again. Others mutter strange phrases or wander into the night as if called by something unseen. Many say these souls were taken by Engkanto, mysterious elemental beings who dwell in ancient trees, hidden caves, enchanted rivers, and fog-covered hills. Neither entirely good nor evil, these beings are believed to exist in a parallel realm that overlaps with ours. And when humans disrespect nature or unknowingly cross an invisible boundary, they may find themselves caught in the grasp of something not of this world. Tonight, we journey deep into this legend. Is it simply a fragment of folklore meant to scare children into behaving? Or is there truth hiding beneath the layers of myth, waiting for someone brave enough to ask the question, what really happens when an Engkanto takes you? Long before the arrival of colonizers and Western religion, our ancestors in the archipelago lived in deep harmony with the land. They believed that every mountain, tree, and body of water had a spirit, a guardian, a watcher, or something far older than we could comprehend. Among these beings were the Engkanto, enigmatic creatures who walked the line between divine and demonic, protectors and punishers, beautiful and terrifying all at once. The word Engkanto comes from the Spanish Engkanto, meaning enchantment. But long before language gave them a name, their presence was already etched into oral tradition. These beings were said to be ethereal, tall, fair-skinned, with eyes that glowed and voices that could lure you into a trance. Some rode the winds, others lived in kingdoms hidden behind waterfalls or beneath balete trees whose roots clawed at the earth like fingers. One of the oldest recorded beliefs says the Engkanto are part of the Dewata realm, a parallel world where time flows differently. In ancient Visayan and Tagalog mythologies, they were not inherently evil, but when offended by the cutting of a sacred tree, urinating near their dwelling, or even staring too long, they could curse, possess, or worse, take you. Elders speak of those who were na encantado, victims of abduction who return after days, months, or even years, believing only minutes have passed. Others say they were treated like royalty in a golden palace, until they broke a rule. Then, the paradise turns to a prison, and escape becomes a test of will and faith. These stories are not found in dusty books alone. They live on in the warnings of grandparents, in the rituals performed before entering a forest, and in the silence that falls when someone mentions a name they shouldn't have. Because in the world of the Engkanto, even saying too much might draw their gaze. The Philippines is a land of staggering beauty. Lush rainforests, towering mountains, and rivers that shimmer under the moonlight. But beneath that beauty lies something ancient, and sometimes something watching. Many believe that certain places in this archipelago are not just homes to wildlife, but gateways to another realm, the world of the Engkanto. Take Mount Makiling, for example. Towering between Laguna and Batangas, its misty slopes are said to be guarded by Maria Makiling, a powerful Dewata. Hikers report feeling disoriented, even lost, despite clear trails. Some say it's because an Engkanto doesn't want them there. Then there's Mount Cristobal, known as the Devil's Mountain. where locals swear no one climbs without sensing eyes behind the trees. In the Visayas, tales swirl around the dark jungles of Samar, where cries echo in the night and people disappear without a trace. In Antique and Capiz, the Engkanto are said to dwell near old balete trees, their roots knotted like veins over forgotten secrets. Locals avoid these trees after sunset, never pointing at them, and never ever speaking ill of their unseen inhabitants. Siquijor, long known as the island of mystics and healers, is believed to hold portals where the barrier between worlds is thinnest. Here, rivers run cold even under the noonday sun, and travelers have reported being drawn into a trance simply by following the sound of distant laughter, only to wake up miles away, hours later. Each of these places shares something in common, a haunting stillness, a silence that presses on your chest, as if the land itself is holding its breath. For those who live near these enchanted spots, life comes with rules. Say "excuse me" before entering a forest. Offer food or coins near ancient trees. Don't laugh too loud or stare too long at a strange light. Because here, the land remembers, and sometimes the Engkanto do too. For many Filipinos, the legend of the Engkanto isn't just folklore, it's personal. The stories don't live only in books or documentaries. They live in whispered confessions, in the hollow gazes of those who returned, and in the silent tears of families still waiting for someone who never came home. In a quiet barangay in Quezon Province, a young woman named Leah vanished on her way to fetch water from a nearby spring. Locals say she was last seen near an ancient balete tree. Her family searched for days. Then, on the 7th night, she was found, barefoot, eyes vacant, and clothes pristine. She couldn't speak for a week. When she finally whispered a few words, they chilled her parents to the bone. They were beautiful, but they wouldn't let me go. In Antique, a farmer recounted waking up in the middle of a forest he had never seen before, hours away from his village. He had only been tending his carabao when he felt dizzy and heard music coming from the trees. The sound was impossible to ignore, he said. When he returned, everyone thought he'd been gone for 2 days. He was sure it had only been an hour. And in Mindoro, an elder named Lola Flor still lights a candle every dusk for her son, who vanished 40 years ago while harvesting mangoes. She claims he visits her in dreams, dressed in white, standing at the edge of the forest, smiling but never speaking. He looks the same, she says, as if he never aged, as if time stopped for him. These aren't isolated incidents. Across provinces, across generations, the pattern remains. The sudden disappearance, the strange return, or the haunting silence that follows. Whether told by farmers, fishermen, or students, their eyes all share something in common. The look of someone who has seen something no one would ever believe, unless they've seen it too.
The Engkanto are more than just tales whispered in the dark. They're deeply woven into the fabric of Filipino culture. From folk songs to rituals, from paintings to films, their presence lingers. In rural areas, children are still warned, "Baka ma-engkanto ka," not as mere threat, but belief. Offerings of rice or flowers are left by trees or rivers, not out of fear, but respect. In literature, they embody beauty and danger, longing and seduction. Artists depict them as glowing ethereal beings, their realms hidden in forests or beneath waterfalls where time bends. Even modern galleries and music echo their mystique, from songs of lost love to eerie film retellings. Perhaps their greatest power lies in shaping behavior. People still say "tabi tabi po," When passing trees or mounds, it's instinct, reverence, and a quiet boundary between worlds. Engkanto aren't just stories. They are a living presence in the Filipino soul. While many see Engkanto as beings from another realm, science offers alternative explanations, though not always satisfying ones. Some link Engkanto encounters to dissociative fugue, a rare condition where people lose their identity and wander off, only to return with no memory. Others suggest sleep paralysis, where waking dreams and immobility can feel like a spirit encounter. Infrasound, low-frequency vibrations from nature, may trigger fear or hallucinations, especially in remote areas. Dehydration, heat stroke, or stress can also cause visions, voices, and time distortion. But science can't explain everything. Why are the stories so similar across islands? Why the same glowing figures, haunting music, and sense of enchantment? Science offers theories, but for many, they'll never be enough, because some whispers defy explanation.
So, was it just a story? A symptom of the mind shaped by fear and folklore? Or is there truly something waiting in the forests? Something ancient, unseen, and powerful? The legend of being kidnapped by an Engkanto is more than a tale passed down at bedtime. It's a haunting reminder that in our fast-paced world, there are still things we don't fully understand. That behind every myth lies a shadow of truth, whether it's born from trauma, nature, or something beyond human reason. We've heard the voices of those who lived through it. We've explored the places where time seems to stand still, where trees whisper in languages no one can translate. We've looked through both the cultural lens and the scientific microscope, and yet the mystery remains. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or somewhere in between, one thing is certain. Stories like these endure because they touch something deep within us, a primal fear, a curious wonder, a need to explain the inexplicable. So the next time you pass a dense forest or walk alone past a centuries-old tree, pause, whisper tabi-tabi po, not because you believe, but because, just maybe, they're listening. What about you? Have you or someone you know ever experienced something that defied explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation and the curiosity alive. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your heart guarded, and never forget. Some stories are warnings dressed as whispers.